Hello, hello, beautiful Gemini. How are you doing? For those of you who do not know me, my name is Kirsten Wagner. I am an intuitive business coach, spiritual thought leader for particularly awakening women seeking soul alignment in their life and business. But today's reading is for Geminis who would like some insight into the next 3 months ahead. So summer 2019. We're going to be looking specifically at July, August, and September. We've got a lot of big changes going on. You know that it is eclipse season, so I'll speak briefly to where you might expect to see some changes in your life based on, which house this eclipse is falling for you. And then we're going to take a look at kind of the theme for July through September, the key goal, the obstacle for you to overcome, the accomplishment that you should achieve if you're able to overcome those obstacles, what you should avoid, what you should embrace, where you can find some advice or guidance available to you, and also some goddess guidance. And then I do also have one card specifically pulled for each month. So July, August, and September, just to kind of pinpoint those months specifically. Now, I have already gone ahead and shuffled the cards and laid them out just to save on some time. And unfortunately, I don't have the camera quite set up yet where I can show the spread, but I will be holding the cards up for you throughout the reading so that you can see the pictures while I'm speaking about them. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I would be so happy to hear if this resonates with you. If it does resonate with you and you're looking for a private reading, I do have those available on my website, which is kirstenwagner.online. I have a variety of different readings. And I do have a special offer right now for 20% off my readings with the code SOLSTICE at checkout. So take a look at those if this resonates with you and you're looking into opportunities for a personal reading. Otherwise, this will be a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. But let's go ahead and get started, okay? So first, I want to take a look at the theme for you guys for the next 3 months. And what came up was, this is from the Moon Oracle deck, and it's Show the World the Real You. So this is going to be kind of your overall theme over the summer. And I feel like this is really speaking to let the sun shine on you, own it, embrace it, be you, be true to yourself, know what it is that you're looking to attract into your life, what goals you're looking to accomplish, and embrace those in your very being each and every day so that you are literally an energetic match for that which you are looking to attract into your life. So it's really just about stepping up, stepping into your power, remembering who you are, taking advantage of opportunities to get out there, to show and use your skills, your abilities, your talents, your quirks, like all of those great things about you that truly make you unique. Now is the time to really own that and really come forward and show people who you truly are. So that's the first card for the theme for July through September. Now we're going to kind of get into some more of the specifics. So the key goal for you guys for the next 3 months, I have the Material Harvest card. So this is, you guys are looking for things to happen, things to show up, things to manifest. You have been planting the seeds, you have been doing the work, and you are ready to see the fruits of your labors. And if you're anything like me, I'm a Scorpio. So far this year, it has been a little bit rough. It has been hard. I feel like there has been a lot of seeds planted, a lot of trial and error, a lot of due diligence, a lot of hard work. And it's just kind of been a waiting for things to happen, waiting for things to take root and to start seeing, things happen for you. And when I pulled clarifiers on this, that now again, this might resonate with you, it might not. So I have the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Cups. So in terms of the key goal, you're looking for things to harvest, to show up in your life. Now, my first, intuitive nudge on this is that you may have missed an opportunity or turned down an opportunity. It's the Page of Pentacles is, Pentacles in general represents the physical, tangible things and people in our lives. So the fact that it's reversed, it seems to me that an opportunity, like a new opportunity, may have been lost. Maybe you made it really far through some job interviews, and then at the last minute, it fell through, and you didn't get the job. Or maybe you went on a few dates with somebody, you were optimistic, and then kind of that deal breaker happened, and you're like, fuck, like this isn't going to work. And the other card that I had was the King of Cups, which this could represent you. This could represent another person. The King of Cups is, the man that is a romantic. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's very emotionally balanced, but not afraid to express his emotions. So we could look at this in a few ways. I feel like you're ready for things to harvest and manifest because something didn't work out. Something that you were planning on, you were looking forward to, you were expecting to have happened by now, didn't work out for whatever reason. It could have been a relationship. It could have been something that you thought was going to make you really emotionally fulfilled and excited and in control and feeling like you've got everything figured out. Something fell through, unfortunately. And now you're just ready to be like, okay, that didn't work. I'm ready for something to work out for me because I'm kind of tired of waiting. So hopefully that resonates with you. Now, in the position of the obstacles to overcome for you for these 3 months is we have discontent and boredom. So it seems like the obstacle is that there's going to be a little bit of kind of that dissatisfaction that like, this is just not what I want. This isn't, it's like you want to feel excited. You want to feel lit up. You want to feel turned on. You want to, just be excited about something again. And you might be, a little bit down and out because of that thing that didn't work out for you, so far this year. Or you might just be feeling like, you know what, I'm bored. I'm kind of over this. Like, this is no longer working for me. I don't feel like I'm growing anymore. This relationship or this job or this project, whatever it may be, it just feels kind of like dead energy. And it seems like, when I pulled the clarifiers for the obstacles to overcome, we've got discontent and boredom with the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Again, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse is about an opportunity that was lost or missed, something that didn't work out. But the Sun is all about, it's vibrance, it's vitality. It's, I think of this card like the law of attraction. It's beautiful. It's bringing light. It's bringing, kind of like rebirth, kind of a fresh, young, it's all about vitality. So I feel like you're a little bit discontent and bored because you're ready for that new thing to light you up. Like I said, like you missed out an opportunity, something didn't go as planned. You're probably feeling a little bit shitty about it. But you're ready to shift out of this state of being, of just kind of like, let's get through this. Let me get there. Like, I'm ready for things to happen. Okay. And now in the position of the accomplishment card, I'm really excited to see this. This would be considered like a major arcana. So this is a really significant card. This is something that can be really life-changing or have a long-term impact on your life. It may not be something you recognize right away as being really significant, but as it plays out and maybe in the future looking back, you'll be like, wow, that moment, that realization, that awareness shifted everything for me. And so it's the Truth card. And this is about awareness, a knowing, an understanding of where you've been, what you've been through, why you needed to experience it, how it brought you to where you are today. And now you're in a place of gratitude where you're so grateful for that experience, even if it was shitty and hard and the energy was tumultuous and awful and, horrible. It's like now you're at a place of truth, of seeing clearly, of feeling that greater sense of calm and knowing, and just like I can breathe again. Like I know, I understand, I've made it through. Now that I'm on the other side of it, I understand why I needed to experience that in my life. And the clarity cards for this were the Five of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like the clarity that you're gaining, this sense of truth that you are accomplishing by the end of this summer, is there were some challenges, some conflict, some difficulties in, possibly seeing eye to eye with somebody. Maybe it's this partner, maybe it was somebody you were dating. It might be in a work situation. But this is a lot of challenge and conflict, and there doesn't seem to be any resolution here. It's just a bunch of people with different opinions that can't seem to find a resolution for the higher good of all. And the fact that it's paired with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, which the Eight of Pentacles upright is all about, expertise and, really putting in your time to complete a project or be really good at something. It's, the Eight of Pentacles speaks to putting in that time and effort into really perfecting your craft. It could be going to college to be a lawyer, or, taking courses, maybe to heal some aspects of yourself that have influenced your relationships in the past. Basically, it seems like there was some conflict around maybe somebody not seeing the value in who you are, in your expertise, in all the work that you do, in your unique skills or abilities, or who you truly are. I mean, the Pentacles, again, it's, representative of things in the real tangible world. So it's like you've had some inner conflict and decided to walk away from something that you were working really hard on. So it could be that you experienced a lot of challenges, launching a business, getting this thing up off the ground. You were met with a lot of resistance, a lot of shit that came your way that threw you off your path. And you finally are like, fuck it, I'm done. I can't put in this much time and effort into something that's just not working. So maybe you're finally coming to terms and seeing the truth of that situation and how it's actually going to serve you and be for your highest good. Or it could be potentially that, in a relationship, maybe there was a lot of conflict, tension, fighting, resentment, anger around your work, how you show up, what you contribute to the relationship, or maybe what you do for work, something like that. So Either way, it sounds like you will be gaining clarity around this, which should really help you kind of step back into your power, become more optimistic, more trusting again, and raise your vibration so that you can be a match for that material harvest that you want, to actually manifest the things that you want into your life, because you've been through some rough times and things haven't worked out as planned. And it can be really hard to keep your vibration high when doors keep closing on you, but those doors keep closing to build you up and to, get you kind of prepared and excited for what's next, for the door that does open that is actually meant for you. Okay. So even if you've been through some really, really hard times, really challenging experiences, just know that rejection is God's protection and that there's something even better in store for you. So hold that faith, keep that trust, stay optimistic, and really just focus on caring for yourself, nurturing yourself, so that you can be, in a higher vibration and really attract into your life what you want, what you truly want and desire. Okay. What you need to avoid over the next 3 months is suffering in silence. So again, like I said, you've been through some shit, okay? You've been through some hard times and you don't need to go through it alone. You're not going through this alone. Like I said, the energy has been insane for all signs this year. And I think if you were to open up a little bit to others around you about what you've been going through, even if it's just on an emotional level, sometimes it's not even, necessarily in work or in a relationship or with your health. It could just be like this internal, like heaviness, like you're just going through some crazy things and you don't really know how to process it or what's going on. Don't suffer in silence. Speak up, talk to somebody. If you don't quite feel comfortable, talking to somebody about what's going on yet, I highly encourage you to pick up a journal. I find that the first thing I do when I experience like a wave of emotion or disappointment or resentment or fear or frustration, whatever it is, my goal is to, as quickly as possible, release the resistance, because the resistance is not serving me. But the awareness and understanding of why I'm feeling that way does really help me and helps me release it. So I think even picking up a journal, if you can't talk it out with somebody, and just writing out exactly why you're feeling without filtering it, without shaming yourself or without feeling bad or making yourself wrong for the way you're feeling, can really, really help you. So that is what you want to avoid over these next 3 months, is suffering in silence when some of this negative stuff comes up and tries to kind of bring you down. The best thing you can do is, talk about it. When I pulled the clarifiers for the suffering in silence card, I had the 7 of Cups, which is about dreams, wishes, illusions, kind of like shocking things coming to light, and the Hanged Man in reverse. So I feel like you could be suffering in silence because you're really in your head. You're really in your head about maybe, you might be in a spiral. At some point over the next 3 months, you might go from acknowledging just this one thing that didn't go as planned to spiraling into this self-sabotage of all of the things in your life that didn't work out as planned, and how you have been a failure or nothing ever works out for you, and just kind of this negativity and the illusions and these things that there's no truth to. But because you've experienced some setback and maybe some heartbreak and some disappointments, it's easy to, if we give our power to that, it's easy to kind of spiral into this negative space. And then that just festers. The more time and energy we give it, the more it expands. What you focus on expands. So if you sit and you just think about all the things that didn't work out as planned, it's going to be really hard to get back to this place of like vitality and a new start and feeling really good about your future and everything going on in your life. And with the Hanged Man in reverse, that's about you kind of avoiding a shift in perspective, because the Hanged Man upright is upside down, but it's about a shift in perspective, seeing things from a new way that kind of changes everything in your life. It's about patience and a change in perspective, which is, I think, for you, definitely necessary. I think the patience part, being that what you want, what you desire, it is coming, it is on your way. And sometimes we have to experience the opposite of what we want in order to really deeply emotionally connect with what we do want, and just trust that everything is happening for you, okay? Everything is happening for you. And when it comes to, manifestation and your desires, it's always this or something better. So the universe is always going to deliver what you really truly desire or something better. But you may need to shift your perspective because it seems like you might be avoiding that. You're kind of staying in this negative space of suffering and silence. And perhaps if you go talk to somebody or even write it out, you may actually have a shift in perspective and kind of that, like that aha moment of like, wow, I never thought about it that way. That changes everything, or that releases all this weight off my shoulder, or I can feel better about moving forward now, something like that. So I highly encourage you, no matter what you're going through over the next couple of months, do not seclude yourself. Do not go into this like shame spiral or just this kind of negative energy, because it's not going to serve you, and you can get out of it quickly and move forward. Okay. What you need to embrace. So we have the waiting game. So the waiting game speaks to the seeds of desire have been planted. The roots are, under the surface. You may not be able to see them yet, but they're just beginning to kind of break through. You're just beginning to start to see evidence of your desires manifesting into form. But you do have to be patient. These things need to be nurtured. They need to be embraced. And so you need to, when you start to see the evidence of these things, and even before you do see the evidence, you need to nurture them with your optimism, your trust and your faith that you have done the work, you have laid the seeds, they are going to grow. But if you neglect those seeds, if you're like, fuck it, nothing ever works out for me, everything is shit, I never get what I want, well, that's, those seeds are never going to, break through because they've been neglected. In order for things to manifest into form, you have to believe it first. You have to see it first before it can come through. So the waiting game, it needs to be embraced because everything takes time. You need to be patient for the things that you really desire, but they are coming. They are on their way to you. The clarifiers for this were the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from something that you thought was going to be emotionally fulfilling or that made you happy. So you definitely had to walk away, or just like some disappointment, like something you really wanted didn't work out for you. So now you're kind of venturing off in the dark into the wilderness, and you're in search for a higher understanding, greater awareness, or the next thing that's going to fulfill you, because the 10 of Cups in reverse, which means a wish was not fulfilled. Something didn't work out as planned. So just trust in the waiting game. Everything that you want is on its way to you. I do have to say, it sounds like over these next 3 months, over this summer, it sounds like what's really actually manifesting for you is that greater sense of clarity and calm and knowing and trust and understanding about what you've been through and why it was so important, so that you can move forward and you can allow those things that you want to come to you. Because it looks like the goal was material harvest, but the accomplishment is that truth and that knowing. And I think that releases a lot of weight, a lot of negative energy from you, so that things can really come in and start to manifest for you. But you do have to embrace the waiting game and that things are on their way. So if I had to sum up, if I had to say whether or not you will actually manifest that thing that you're really hoping to manifest over these next 3 months, possibly not. Possibly not. It seems like you might have some inner work to do and releasing and healing and moving forward from some past disappointments and things that didn't work out, so that, again, you can raise your vibration and get back into a space of attracting what it is that you want. But know that it's coming. Please know that it's coming. In the position of finding guidance, advice or guidance that can help you on your path, we have movement, choices, and decisions. So, you clearly have some changes to make in your life. And the cards that came up with that is the Queen of Wands, which I love to see because to me, the Queen of Wands is, she's a very spiritual woman. She's very intuitive, very independent. She's a businesswoman. She's a leader. She's a coach. She's a mentor. She's a teacher. And, with the black cat there, it often speaks to, kind of the woo-woo or, maybe the esoteric world. So I often think of myself when it comes to business as the Queen of Wands, because this is kind of a position that I hold. And with that, we have the Fool. So I feel like you, in the position of, advice or guidance that's available to you, there is somebody that can help you. Don't suffer in silence. There is somebody, whether it be a female or a male, who, maybe works with healing or mindset or spirituality or manifestation that can help you start on your new journey. So the Fool is very similar to the sun, okay? You see all the yellow there and the red. It's just very vibrant. The Fool is a completely fresh start. It's vitality, it's life force, it's courageousness. This person is ready to take a leap of faith, and they have trust, and they have, that faith that they need to just go for it and to start new, to start in a completely new direction. Despite anything that happened before, they're ready to start again. So this could be a new job, this could be a new relationship, but you're just feeling, fearless and ready to move forward and start again. And so that's really encouraging to see that somebody is available out there for you to help you do this, to help you move out of this space of, suffering in silence, discontent and boredom, kind of disappointment, confusion, fear, all of the things that you might be holding on to that have been going on in your life up until this point. It could be even just the last month, it could be all year, this might be something really long term, but it seems like you're definitely ready to release the past, release the disappointment, to really step back into your power, to own who you are. Like it said, show the world the real you. So it's time to let go of all of those things that maybe you feel like have defined you or have held you back or have prevented you from really going out and getting what you want in your life. So, somebody is available if there's a particular coach, or mentor, or even like a community or a network that has been, kind of popping up and presenting itself to you, or that you feel like resonates with you, allow that to be a nudge, allow that to be intuitive guidance that maybe you should check that out, because they might have something really valuable for you that can, put you on this new path sooner than later, so that maybe you don't have to wait all summer to move forward and get that clarity and kind of move on. So, but somebody is available for you. It might be me. It might be me. I don't know. I am a spiritual coach. I do have things available. I do have a membership program available with really great training around mindset and manifestation and spirituality, all of these things, of course. But, even doing a private one-on-one session with myself or another coach or intuitive, or, someone that can help bring you some clarity and perspective so that you can start seeing things from a new way and move forward, would definitely be valuable. And finally, I'm going to wrap up with just the monthly guidance. So for the month of July, the focus is going to be building blocks. So again, I feel like you may have been rocked to your core. You may have felt like the tower crumbled. You may feel like you've hit rock bottom and you have to start rebuilding. Again, this could just be, mentally from a mindset space, or emotionally rebuilding after, something that happened that really shook you to your core. But this is about rebuilding. And the way to start rebuilding is getting really clear on what you want, what your values are, what you desire. And I strongly suggest, rather than, listing out a bunch of, tangible, goals or, physical things that you want to achieve, I really suggest focusing on the feeling words, how you want to feel in all of the different areas of your life, in your relationship, in your career, maybe if you have kids, your spiritual practice, your health, your wellness, whatever it is, list out those words, those feeling words, the way you want to feel, not necessarily what company you want to work for, not necessarily what your future husband is going to look like, but how these things are going to make you feel. And trust that the universe knows even better than you do to pull in the opportunities, resources, people to help you feel the way you desire to feel. So that is the building blocks. The building blocks is starting from where you are, acknowledging where you are and where you want to go, and building that firm, solid, stable foundation upwards from where you are, knowing your worth, knowing what you deserve, knowing what you want, and knowing that it's coming for you, okay? And the clarifier with that was the 10 of Cups, which is all about emotional fulfillment, emotional abundance, happiness, joy, success, prosperity. Obviously this card looks like a happy family. A family with kids may not be what you want right now, but this is about feeling overwhelmed with gratitude and love and fulfillment and joy in your life. It's happiness, it's abundance, it's prosperity, it's gratitude. So those are examples of those feeling words that I mentioned. So think about how you want to feel in the different areas of your life so that you can manifest this, whatever that may look like, okay? So that's your task for July. If you have not read, what is the book called? I actually have it right here. The Desire Map. Highly suggest this book by Danielle Laporte. I read it at least once a year, usually around January, if not twice a year. It's called The Guide to Creating Goals with Soul. So this is an awesome workbook, for helping you get more clarity about what you really desire to attract into your life. Highly, highly recommend that. So for the month of August, we have breathe. Okay, we have breathe along with, this is the Eight of Wands in reverse. So breathe is really about creating that space for meditation, for visualization, for rest, for finding that sense of calm. I would suggest in the month of August, being really aware of, the boundaries that you have with other people. Don't overdo it. Don't overextend yourself. Don't overcommit to different things. Like, you kind of need to be in this space of healing and aligning with your desires and what you're calling into your life, okay? The Eight of Wands in reverse is kind of about everything slowing way down, okay? Because the Eight of Wands upright is about things moving very quickly. A lot of messages, a lot of communication coming your way. Things just, it's like things are flying by. In reverse, it's about you need to slow all of that craziness down to give yourself some time and some space to get clear, to take care of yourself, to meditate, to exercise, to ground, to go out in nature, to enjoy some alone time. Like, take advantage of, the beautiful weather or the environment around you to just get some space, to do something for yourself, to take care of yourself, to visualize what it is you're attracting to you, to be in gratitude, and to just kind of chill out, okay? So that's the guidance for August. And finally, in September, again, we have time for a nap. Okay, so by the end of the summer, it's like you just really need some rest. But the only reason I feel like this might speak to August potentially bringing in, some challenges or resistance is because I have two Knights in reverse. So the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, which could be about you potentially feeling overwhelmed, discouraged, really emotional, maybe jealous, feeling a lack of confidence, a lack of hope. Or it could just be that, I don't know if you're looking for a relationship, it could be that a couple people are coming into your life that are just, they're not it. They're not aligned. They're not going to deliver what you want. And you need to just chill in that. You need to just say, nope, sorry, not for me. I just need to take a little break because, I'm not going to invest my time, energy, and effort into something that I clearly know is not for me or is not going to work out in my favor. And also, I often tell people if they're experiencing a lot of resistance, so resistance being fear, lack mindset, fear over money, or just kind of the self-sabotaging thoughts, that we have. Acknowledge them, know that they're coming up to teach you something that's important. But once you have acknowledged them and you kind of process them, it's best to get rid of them right away. You want to release resistance because you don't want that state of resistance being your point of attraction, right? So you want to get rid of that as quickly as possible. And if you are somebody that, whether you go work out or you try to meditate, your mind just, focuses right in on like the things that are making you angry and upset, I say go to bed. Like, the best way to get out of resistance is to actually go to sleep, whether it be meditate or do something that you really enjoy doing, just to shift your vibration, to shift your mindset and the way you're feeling, your emotions. And if you can't physically intentionally do anything, the best way to get out of it is to literally take a nap, to get some rest, to get some sleep. That every time we go to sleep at night, it resets our vibration, our energy. And it's only if we wake up and we choose to return back to those negative thoughts from the last day or the last week or whatever, do we give our energy back to that. And then we move forward from that place of a point of attraction. So if you don't want to do that, if you know you're feeling like crap and you know that you could probably just take a nap or go to sleep, go to bed early, whatever it may be, that is the best way to just stop whatever is going on, whatever is bothering you in that day, and just put an end to it so that you can wake up feeling refreshed and choose differently, choose to feel differently. Okay? So, my beautiful, beautiful Gemini, I have one final message for you, one last guidance message for you. Where is my beautiful book? Let's see. Okay, so the Goddess Guidance card for you for the 3 months is the Truth card in reverse, which is interesting because the Accomplishment card is also the Truth card. So let's see what this reads. And this is the beautiful Goddess Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed, one of the most beautiful decks. So Truth in Protection, I'll go ahead and read it to you. The alignment message reads, the law of karma states that everything comes into balance sooner or later. So trust that in the greater story of your life, all wrongs will get righted. This goddess appears with her scales of justice and feather of truth to remind you that you are seeing only one moment in time. The balance of events tips both ways until it comes into coherence with the harmony of the universe. Regardless of this natural rebalancing, it's time to speak up if you see injustice in your world. In order for you to be truly free, everyone must be free. She offers you the alignment task of considering where you may have hurt someone else and how your unconscious projection of how the world should be may have set you up for a transgression, even if you were innocent. This is a time of great unraveling, and nothing meaningful will be accomplished without some effort. Another message for you now is to see behind the words of others, especially when you feel they may be withholding truth or acting without awareness. It's important not to enable this. Tell the truth with as much love as you can, even though denial may be swept away in an awkward moment and everyone feels exposed. It's an important way to move forward with compassion. This goddess reminds you that she is a champion for those willing to course correct, and gives you her full support. So again, this is about the truth being acknowledging the part that you played in what you're experiencing, because everything that we have experienced has been a manifestation of something that we've created. And that can be because certain lessons are needed for us to grow and expand, and to get to that point of attracting what we desire. Sometimes we have to learn hard lessons in order to open up to that. But it's important that you accept and acknowledge the part that you played. Were you too trusting? Did you not do the necessary work, the necessary planning? Were you trying to cut corners in some way? Did you give somebody the benefit of the doubt too many times? Were you too trusting? So acknowledge the part that you played in, this potential unraveling, whatever it is that didn't work out as planned, and just release it. Release it. That knowing and that awareness will bring you that truth and kind of set you free and just help you have a better understanding of why this experience was important for you. Okay. And like the card said, and show the world the real you, it's about, standing up for what you believe, your perspective, what you see to be true, what you know to be true. And not being afraid to communicate that to other people. Don't be afraid to communicate your disappointment, or how you feel like maybe you've been mistreated or misjudged or, whatever it is. Be true to yourself so that you can kind of clear away any of that energy, any of that resentment, any of the resistance, and really start to move forward. Okay. So Gemini, I hope this reading was helpful for you. I think you have some really beautiful energy coming in for you. It seems like, things may have been a little bit challenging, but you are moving through it so that come this fall, you can kind of be on this new journey, this space of feeling completely free again to move forward on a new path that really serves you and your highest good. And you're able to start kind of rebuilding a more firm foundation to support you in your desires, and have better boundaries, so that you don't have to experience the same things again because this time you learned the lesson. Okay, so be aware of those patterns, that might keep repeating in your life. Why do they keep repeating? Well, because you haven't learned the lesson yet. And now is an opportunity for you to learn the lesson so that you can break that pattern and move forward. Okay. Finally, the last thing I wanted to mention, the solar eclipse on July 2nd, it might be in the past from when you're watching this now, is in your second house. So that's all about material and physical environment. And with a solar eclipse, it's usually new things and changes coming into your life. So you could be getting a new job opportunity. You could be meeting a new partner. You could be buying a new home. And this can often bring awareness to how you value and how you think about the material things in your life, and what they mean to you and what they mean about you. It could be that you're gaining some new awareness about what you make other things, other stuff in your life mean about you. Okay, and stuff is just stuff. It actually doesn't mean anything about you. You define who you are. The car you drive, the house you live in, the person you date, the clothes you wear, those are all things that a lot of people feel like mean something about who they are, but it doesn't. Okay. Your energy and the way you feel about yourself is the only thing that defines who you are. So with this solar eclipse in the second house, these are some things that you might be experiencing changes in those areas, whether it be awareness or in the physical, tangible world when it comes to money, finances, things like that. And in the 8th house, this is about birth, death, sex, bonding, like deep intimacy issues. So this is where, with the lunar eclipse, I think it's on the 15th, and that's in Capricorn, which is your 8th house. You might be becoming aware of some of those patterns that are not healthy, that are not serving you. Some things might come up about, sex and intimacy, things that you want to change, or maybe things that just keep repeating that you feel like you can't get out of. Those are the things that you need to take a look at that might need to be released, with that lunar eclipse on the 15th. So Overall this year, Gemini 2019 is all about relationships for you. So a lot of changes in relationships, a lot of awareness, new perspectives, romantic relationships, friendships are changing, contracts, new jobs, projects that you're working on. It's all about the people in your life and you starting to see a reflection of yourself in the people you choose to surround yourself with, okay? As a Gemini, you tend to be very social people. It's definitely not all Gemini. But it might be that this year, for the first year, you're starting to become much more selective around who you spend your time with. You really want to make sure that there's an even give and take, there's an understanding, a common ground, a mutual love and respect. You're no longer just tolerant of being used and abused and manipulated, taken advantage of. You're just being really, creating those boundaries and developing more of that self-love and respect and knowing what you deserve, and making sure that the people around you acknowledge that as well. Okay. So I hope this was helpful, Gemini. Please leave a comment if it resonated with you. You can reach out to me. Check out my website if you'd like a personal reading or want to check out some of my other services. And please, if you know any other Geminis that you think might appreciate this or any of my other videos, please don't hesitate to share, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate you and have a beautiful summer. Bye-bye.